So Ansem launched a coin, and apparently that's all it took. The timeline's green, the vibes are back, but did you know the real move started 6 months ago, when Sol was down 60% and everyone was heading for the exit? Because right through all of that, 2 million wallets were quietly stacking it. Not flipping, stacking, through the worst sentiment in years. Let me show you what they saw before everyone else did. Here's the whole story in one chart. The dark line is price, down 59% from the January top. The yellow line, that's wallets holding Sol. 4.9 million in January, 6.87 million by June. Up 30%, and it's barely paused once. Price failing, holders climbing. That's not people chasing a chart, that's accumulation in size. 6 months straight of it. And look, we've seen this movie before, twice. In 2021, Solana finds its sting, the fastest and cheapest chain around, and Sol runs to $260. Then FTX blows up and drags it to $8. Everyone writes Solana off, but the builders never left. And that became chapter 2, the comeback nobody expected. A new all-time high printed in January 2025 from $290. Chapter 3 is being written right now. It started at rock bottom sentiment, and these past 2 weeks the market is finally waking up. The difference is, this time Solana isn't the underdog. It's the leading chain. So let me walk you through what it actually built while everyone was looking away. Start with what Solana already owns, spot trading. This is 18 months of spot DEX volume, every chain on one board. The sand color blocks, that's Solana, early 2025, peak mania. It's 75% of the whole market. Then things cool off and BNB has its moment mid-year. But look at 2026, Solana takes the crown back and just keeps it. Every single month, around half of everything. And in April, almost 90%. And Ethereum, that thin blue silver, on its own as one chain. It's not even in the race. Meanwhile, the venues underneath keep getting deeper. Meteora alone held the top spot on the network through April and May, over $9 billion a day. So the base layer is fine. The interesting part is what's growing on top of it. Stablecoins. My favorite signal of the half, because stablecoins measure conviction. Follow this line. The start of 2025, 6.5 billion parked on Solana. Today, 16.5 billion. The fastest stablecoin growth of any chain, period. But the part that actually matters is the right side of the chart. When the market tanked and trading volume got cut in half, this line barely flinched. Quick dip of the December peak, straight back up. People parked their money here and left it, through the worst of it. That's dry powder just sitting there waiting for the next move. And checks who's showing up. Western Union launched a federally regulated dollar on Solana. SoFi did the first stablecoin ever from a US chartered bank. Payments went from narrative to numbers too. Card payments did 5 times last year's volume. Solana shares of card payments nearly doubled, now at 10%. And Visa and Mastercard both settle here. It's not a crypto story anymore. That's a payment story. Now the newer stuff, tokenized stocks, and the ID isn't new, by the way. FTX was doing tokenized stocks back in 2021, and the ID died with them. The breakthrough happened here. Look at the left of this chart. That's the category's entire first 6 months. Those tiny bars, $775 million total. The first half of this year, almost $5 billion, 6 times more. And June is touching $2 billion with a week, with 2 weeks of the month still to count. Every color here is an issuer. The big one is X-Stocks, the size leader all year, and that blue block in June didn't exist a month before. That's Backpack Securities showing up with SPCX, the tokenized SpaceX stock distributed through Sunrise. Live the same day, SpaceX hit Nasdaq. Real shares redeemable 1-to-1. $570 million in week 1, the biggest of any tokenized SpaceX version. 4 years ago, this whole idea went down with FTX. No Wall Street trades on Solana on IPO day. And here's the one nobody had on their bingo card. Tokens from other chains are choosing to trade on Solana. The old guard rotated out. Bridged Bitcoin and Ethereum both shrank hard this half, but watched what replaced them. This is Hype and ZEC, month by month trading on Solana. ZEC moved first, privacy narrative, almost $1 billion in November. Then Hype took over. Hyperliquid's own token has done $3.1 billion in volume on Solana, and 95% of that happened this half. Its market cap here grew 30 times, and in May, the two of them cleared $1.7 billion in a single month. Then June 4th, Hype did more spot volume on Solana than on every centralized exchange combined. ZEC did the same against everything except one single Binance pair. Think about that for a second. These tokens have a home somewhere else. Their deepest spot markets were here on Solana. When even the competition tokens trade here, you're not a chain anymore, you're the venue. So let me call this trade, because that's what we do here. None of this guarantees the price keeps going up. What the first half of 2026 proved is different and honestly more important. Solana bled 60% and didn't lose a single fundamental. Spot dominance held, the capital stayed, tokenized stocks and foreign assets went from experiments to real markets and the worst possible conditions. And I didn't even get to blending of perps, both quietly grew through the same bear. The real test isn't now, it's the next boom. When the easy money comes back, do these markets deepen or do they evaporate? 2 million wallets made their bet early. Ansem lit a match, sure, but the wood was stacked for 6 months. Now you've seen who stacked it. If this helped, you know what to do. See you in the next play.